Hi, and welcome to the very first ever episode of Natural Fibres, a making podcast.
I'm Kersti.
And I'm Merike.
And we're hoping that Natural Fibres is a place for knitting and crochet chats happening in the fiber arts world and side tangents into other crafts, books, movies, and podcasts that we love.
And today's obviously our very first episode ever, and so it's going to be a lot about getting to know us and to get a feel for what Natural Fibre is going to be all about. And then we'll do a little dive into an actual topic, which will be upcoming trends of 2025.
So first up, I'm going to introduce myself.
It'll be funny you introducing yourself to me.
I have these pieces of paper, but I feel funny to introduce myself with this.
With notes?
With notes. It's like I don't know who I am. We'll come back to my notes later when I'm talking about actual things I need notes for. So my name's Kersti, and for those who haven't met me already, I'm the daughter and granddaughter of the co-owners of Koigu Wool Designs. So I have actually grown up in the fiber arts community to the point that I actually feel like an elder of the community. Most of my friends growing up were much older than me, as I was a 12-year-old running around trade shows, meeting owners of yarn companies and getting to attend all the fashion shows and dinners. Now I'm 26 years old and I'm a management consultant for a Big Four company, and I don't do anything with yarn. That being said...
What are you doing this side?
That being said, I still knit and all the time, and it's one of my greatest passions, and because of that, I am still here today, and...
You've survived to this point thanks to fiber.
And I wanted to start a podcast with my cousin Merike.
Yeah, oh true, yeah, we're second cousins, we didn't even mention that. Okay, well, I guess I'll introduce myself then. Yeah, I'm a little bit newer to the fiber world. I wasn't born into it like royalty. But I am a lifelong crafter, DIYer, and thrifter. I'm the youngest of 4 girls, and my mom always made us like our own Halloween costume. She'd sewed all our prom dresses. She taught us how to knit when I think I was 4. I didn't really stick at that point. Like, I think I made like a tiny blanket, and I was like, bored, but I was also 4, so that makes sense. And then I didn't really start knitting again until I started working at Koigu in 2017. And then I was like, wait, I was like surrounded by all this yarn, as you could see around us, and I was like, wait, this is something I do care about. I didn't really get it until I was surrounded by it, and now I love it. So anyway, now I have graduated to become the marketing, events, and community coordinator at Koigu. I started here packing orders. And I also work part-time at a local yarn store. So my whole life and job, everything is fiber-related at the moment.
Hobbies.
And my hobbies. So I can't really get away from yarn in any sense of the word. I even, like, dream about it. Anyway. So... but I'm also a bit of a serial entrepreneur and craft teacher. I've taught like flower crown making, and I've taught punch needling, and I'm just starting to teach my friends how to knit. So I do that on the side as well. Yeah, basically that's my reason for being here on Natural Fibres.
And I guess we started Natural Fibres because what we're about to do over the next however long we do it is kind of what we do every day when we talk on the phone. Or anytime I come into the shop when Merike is working, we just talk like we're about to.
Yeah, like this is basically what we would be talking about anyway. We're just recording it and weirdly waving at the camera every once in a while.
We will talk about other things that aren't just yarn and knitting related, as we mentioned already.
Yeah, we're open to all crafts and basically anything handmade or cooking or crafty creative things. We love it.
Anything cozy, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep seeing, like, I know you're reading a little bit of the cozy Japanese books.
Yeah.
But, like, I see cozy coloring, and I see cozy everything. And I'm I think that is what I've done my entire life, but it's now become a...
Cozy is like a life brand now.
I'm very thirsty.
Drink pause. Wait, cheers. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe we want to start with what we're making right now, because I always love hearing what other podcasters and people are working on. So what do you have on your needles or in your craft room right now?
Right now, so I have 2 sweaters that still need sleeves, or are working on sleeves. I've been on
So
Sleeve
they're
Island.
vests.
They're vests. Yeah, I have 2 vests that I'm trying to finish the one sleeve right now, and it's actually what I work on during meetings if I don't need to take notes, which is awesome because I'm actually getting through that. And then on the side of that, I'm swatching. We're doing a big collection that's going to release later this year for Koigu, so I've been swatching a bunch of stuff from that. But also, I'm hoping to start designing again, so I'm swatching my design attempts right now, which I say loosely because, again, I haven't designed in like 5 or 6 years, which I know sounds crazy because I'm only 26 years old, so I was like 20 the last time I designed something. But yeah, no, it feels like a big hill to climb, and I'm doing that right now.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to swatch other people's ideas and your own, I feel like it's hard to, like, separate from the stuff, like the charts you're reading, and then come up with your own ideas at the same time.
Yeah.
But
and try
so
and be
fun.
creative while also working and living life and being all the things.
Yes.
So, yes.
No, totally.
Well, we're there. What about you? What are you making right now?
My most recent cast on, which is crazy that it's a cast on because I've been crocheting lately exclusively, but I cast on a boucle, like 2 yarns held together hat because I'm doing a baby knit along with my best friends and my sister. So I'm teaching my one friend to knit for the very first time. My other friend, she's only ever knit flat things and like done decreases. And then my sister has only ever knit flat and never purled. So it's funny because they're all at very different like beginner stages. So with our first little knit along of like this hat, I was walking around the table and I'd only gotten to cast on. I didn't get to do any of my hat, but that's okay. But yeah, it's made with, if anyone cares about what yarn it's made with, it's Drops Alpaca Boucle held together with Sandisgarn Peer Gynt. So it's like super cozy and like really dense. And I'm doing it in like a light beige, so it's gonna match
making it for
everything.
yourself?
It's for myself. For once. For once, it's for me. And I'm also working on making little crochet stuffed dinos because my nephew Felix's 2nd birthday is in 2 weeks. So, and I want to get him 3 dinos made. Right now I have a T-Rex made, and I want to make more. So, and then there's like 8 billion projects on the back burner, like Kersti was saying, like a lot of designs that I have in my mind, and some that are half made. Like I have a skirt partially made, a dress mostly designed. It's like there's a lot going on in different little project bags.
I'm excited for our episode where we show our ongoing projects because I think it might inspire you to finish your dress. Because I think you need a new goal.
Yeah, I need a new reason to finish my crochet dress.
I don't know if you're reading anything right now, but we could do what we're reading.
Well, what you're reading is more interesting. Mine's kind of educational. So what are you reading?
My reading is a little bit, so I guess, I don't know how much we're going to get into personal lives here. We can get a little bit into it.
I can always crop out things
That's
we
fair.
don't want to share.
That's fair. Okay. So I have read already 5 books this month. And that's the most I've ever read in a month, like ever. And I know I've been reading a lot recently, but all 5 books I read this month were cowboy romances, which my recent husband, I got married last October, is making fun of me completely for. He works for across the world, so across Canada, across
it's like
the world.
as far as China, basically.
Yeah. He's far away. And so when I call him at night and he'll be like, "What are you reading?" And then I go into full detail about how I'm reading a cowboy romance about a hockey player who falls in love with a ballerina and they have to move hay across Canada. And he makes fun of me, but I can tell that he's happy because I get really excited about my books.
He's like making fun but with a smile on his face.
Yeah. So I've read 5 cowboy romances this month. I got a Kindle for Christmas, so 2 of them are on Kindle Unlimited, which were really great. And I think maybe we'll put a list of what we've like knit with and read. So
we can have show notes.
Because I think it's awesome. Kindle Unlimited brings, I never knew this beforehand, and so maybe someone else doesn't, but Kindle Unlimited, you pay a monthly subscription, and they bring indie authors that might not have been picked up by publishers. And so 2 of the books I read were by an indie author, and I'm hoping to do more of that because it's cool, because they don't get picked up by massive
so they're still getting
publishers.
supported without you having to pay like whatever the full price is for their own book, because you don't know if you're going to like it.
And it's probably easier too for them because they don't have to get it like printed and things like that.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
But yeah, 2 of those, and then the rest are pretty much all Elsie Silver, who is a Canadian author and writes primarily cowboy romances, which I love. And then I just started, I signed up to read an arc, so that's the book that like hasn't been published yet. And I'm reading the book Lauren by Susan Morrison, and it's about Lorne Michaels, who invented Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit all over the place, and I'm trying to read more nonfiction, and not just my little island of romance.
You're allowed to have a corner of the world that's just your happy place. Like, that's kind of like my watching, like my TV place is happy. I don't watch stressful stuff.
I don't either.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what I'm reading is like totally different than that. I'm literally I'm working through a Japanese manga workbook where you read a bit of manga and then you learn how to read more manga. And it's really difficult, but I've also, I've done a lot of Japanese on Duolingo to the point where the first few pages were easy, which felt pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
I got that for Christmas, so I'm really happy about that. But otherwise, I was reading Anne of Green Gables, like the first one, but that's kind of on the side.
Have you read it before?
I read it when I was little, and I watched the show and the movies.
Apparently, there's like a whole set.
There's a million of them.
I didn't know that.
No, there's like 18 books or something. It's like Anne goes to blah blah blah, Anne at the blah blah blah. Okay, what are you listening to?
So I'm a diehard Armchair Expert podcast listener, but I'm not going to talk about that because I've listened to every episode, and if you want me to talk about that, I can talk about that, but not this week. I discovered Gilmore to Say podcast.
Oh yeah, I follow them on Instagram.
And I got deep into it, and I discovered it because, again, one of my cowboy romance authors was on one of her Gilmore to Read, I think is the episode. And so she interviews authors that write books that have the same feeling as Gilmore Girls.
I love that.
And so she interviewed Lila Sage, who's an author of the Done and Dusted series that I'm obsessed with. And I have never listened to an interview with an author that I'm, excited about. Mm-hmm. Like, I've listened to authors on podcasts and things like that, but it was really fun to, listen to her after I've read her books. And then they go into, are you a Jess or a Dean? Or, all of that stuff. And anyways, if you like Gilmore Girls, it's a really good podcast because it's a fun way to look at the world through the eyes of Gilmore Girls. So.
Yeah, without just, going through the episodes. It's, the vibe of Gilmore Girls. I like that. Because we're all just, looking for more of that vibe without watching the episodes over and over again.
Exactly. So, yeah. No, it's a really good podcast, and she does a really good job.
I like that. A lot. Yeah, what I've been watching is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Which I thought was, when it came out when we were little. I think it came out when we were, 6 or 8 or something. I was, not interested at all. I thought it was some boys show of fighting and stuff. But it's so cute. Every third episode makes me cry, and it's a kids show, but it's actually really well written. There's some cheesy kids parts, but it's not it's actually really good. So anyway, we've been watching that, and then I watched the new Wallace and Gromit. Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
A Christmas special?
No, it's called Vengeance Most Foul.
Oh.
And it's the Penguin's Revenge. It's awesome.
Wait,
and
there's
it's
penguins in Wallace and Gromit?
There was a penguin in the last one. He was the villain. So the villain penguin comes back for his vengeance. And it was really funny. And, it was actually, I thought it might just be nostalgic. Mm-hmm. But it was actually, good now.
Oh.
Yeah. I think anyone of any age would like it.
When I think of Wallace and Gromit, I think of Shaun the Sheep. And I know they're very different, but they give the same...
Well, they have the same animation.
Are they the same animators?
Maybe. They look the same. Mirror. Well, because I know Wallace and Gromit's claymation.
Yeah.
Is Shaun the Sheep claymation?
I think so. It used to be, I think. Yeah. I don't know if it is anymore.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah.
I don't know.
Same energy.
Well, and what are you obsessed with right now?
Okay, so I put Who I'm obsessed with right now. This has been, not a recent obsession, but I'm obsessed with Helen Wu.
Yes, I have her written down, too. I literally have her new knitwear collection written down.
I have been obsessed with for a while, and she makes me want to go to Norway, so I think we should do a group trip to Norway. And
a group trip with you! Unknown person.
A knitting trip to Norway, anything trip to Norway, because I'm in love with her, and I just love her energy. And then also a new-ish obsession is kind of a micro-influencer, but who knows, maybe she'll blow up as I'm speaking. But Crow Knits with Mads. She like posts about crocheting and knitting. She's currently knitting the porcelain sweater, which I recently knit.
Nice.
But she also posts about reading and then
Perfect.
just posts about life, and she's the same age as us, and I think we could be friends.
So like future guest on Natural Fibres?
Future guest, future friend. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with her. So
I like that. Oh, I want to follow her.
You'll
I think
like
I
her.
follow her. I literally just in all capitals wrote socks.
So what you're obsessed with?
Yeah, what I'm obsessed with right now is socks. I just can't stop thinking about making my first pair of socks. I literally had a like dream/nightmare about starting my first pair of socks because I want to so badly. Because everyone at the yarn store I work at is making socks, and they make so many socks so quickly. And like once you get confident with it, I think you just like whip out pairs. And I'm like, I need to get on this train, and I really want nice socks, so I want to make them.
Would you knit them or would you crochet
I
them?
found a crochet pattern I want to do by this designer called Daisy and Dime, I think. And they're like vintage, like lacy crochet socks. Like they look like baby doll socks, kind of.
With like little frills.
Yeah. And like, so I think I could start with that just to like get the feeling and like get over the hump of like I can't make socks. Because then I'll be like, look, I made a pair of socks, even though it's crochet, so it's easier. But
easier for you.
Easier for me, yes, because I like for some reason can wrap my mind around that. But I found this Instagram girl yesterday. I did not write down her name, but she just put out in the show notes. But she just put out like a 10-part mini video series of how to make socks, and she literally talks you through it, and they're just like 1-minute reels, but she breaks it down into bite-sized pieces so it's not so scary.
Does she do it in the round, like in a circular needle, or does she do them in double
I think
points?
she did circular needle, like really, really short circular needle, like those 9-inch ones, like by Chiagu or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think she did those, and then I think she did the thing where you like hold part of the heel separate stitches while you work it. I don't know, again, scary. I've never done it.
Yeah,
but
I would rather the circular needles to double points. I hate double points.
Well, I've heard some people, though, do with the tiny circular, and then you get to the heel, and you hold your stitches with the tiny circular, and then use double points for working it. Which makes sense to me.
Yeah, that would be easier.
Because then turning it is easier. So, I'm open to it. I don't even know. I just want to make socks.
I have made one sock in my entire life. And I did not enjoy the process, but I was like 16 at the time, so I don't think that's a fair...
No, patience at 16 is so different. Now I'm happy to literally like spend my days and nights like...
attempting it.
Like hand crafting.
I've done mittens, and I liked mittens. I would never... I think I'd tackle socks again. I would never do gloves. Like
gloves is like, do you hate yourself? And also, I never wear gloves.
No.
Like never. So
no,
why would I make gloves and it feels like disgusting on the hand?
Is that like individual every single finger would kill me.
No. No thanks.
So yeah, that's enough.
If you out there make gloves and love it, then I don't know if I respect you or I'm afraid of you.
Or fingered socks. Like
ew,
toe socks. Yeah. Fingered socks.
Fingered socks.
It's the same idea.
Yeah.
Those are also scary, and if you've knit those, which I know those patterns exist, like good on you.
But also
I'm impressed.
Weird.
Scared.
Not sure.
Not
sure.
Red flag. Maybe a beige flag, actually.
No, it's definitely past beige. It's like at least peach.
At least peach, like maybe a yellow flag.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Can we jump back to Helena Moo for a second again? Because
back.
With her Moo Knits thing, she has like finished knit goods that she's selling, like not just patterns and not just the yarn. She's selling like finished sweaters, but where they're making it is in a factory by a fjord. Like, you know what a fjord is, right? Gorgeous.
Yes, mainly from Frozen, but yes.
But yeah, like there's literally their factory is by a fjord, and the factory, I literally took a screenshot of what the factory, like what their like foundational principles are, and can I read it?
Yeah.
It's so awesome. Okay. Oleana, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oleana was founded in 1992 as a reaction to other textile factories in Norway outsourcing their production abroad. Our protest against mass manufacturing and cheap labor made us who we are today, determined to show that it is indeed possible to create quality knitwear locally in good working conditions and always with a clear mission on reducing our carbon footprint, changing the game from the inside with patience and quality in every step of the way. And their place is always open. You can go visit and look at their textile production, and then you can also have a chat with them about knitwear at their factory shop and cafe.
I love that.
And it's women-owned.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Did you say when they opened?
1992.
That's...
But, yeah Helena Moo
is getting her
sweaters made there.
That's awesome. I love that. First of all, love that it's Maya Fjord. Because,
well,
again,
just like
Norwegian.
Feels right.
Yeah. Also, I love that she was able to find them to get made in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's like a barrier to a lot of things.
Well, and I don't think she would want to do it if it wasn't the case.
No.
Because she's like diehard Norway. You know?
No, it's going to be awesome. And I'm sure the quality's going to be great.
They're going to be so expensive, but it's worth it.
No, that's the tricky thing.
Honestly, for my birthday, maybe? Not from you. That would be a very big birthday present.
And we're back.
And we're back. Yay. First technical difficulties. That was exciting.
That's bad.
We've kind of done a pretty good job of introducing ourselves and things we care about, which is fun.
If there's things that people want to know about us, hopefully they comment.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And
Don't
then we
be
can
shy.
answer them. Ask us any questions in the comments and we'll try to answer them.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so fun.
Because I'm sure we've missed some things.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure things will come out later. Okay, well, yeah, I guess our main topic for this first episode, we just wanted to start with a kind of easy one, especially it is January 1st, like the new year just happened. So trends for 2025, like what we think's kind of coming in and what other places are saying. So...
Do you want to start?
Sure.
I feel like you took better notes than I did. But
Okay.
I did do some research. I know we had, like, the idea that we do kind of what we see, but also, like, some extra fact-based.
I kind of did half-half, like, what I think is in, and then, like, I just pulled some trends from, like, random sources that I follow. But yeah, like, what I think and really hope is popular, because, like, it's hard to know what's actually popular, because from my Instagram feed, like, I follow what I like.
Yeah,
so, like,
Instagram makes you such a tunnel.
Like, I have no idea if it's actually popular, or if I've just decided it's popular, because I follow them. So anyway, what I'd want to be popular, and I think will be, is, like, mending. Like, I've seen a lot of local yarn stores and, like, different events host mending workshops and gatherings. And, like, making sure that you're not, like, throwing out your scraps. Or, like, if you have a pair of socks you love, like, don't throw them out. Like, learn how to fix them. And, like, one of the events that's happening right now in Toronto, it's happening next week, but I'm not going to be able to go because it's Wednesday and Thursday during the day. And I'm, like, I work and also... I just don't want to go to Toronto during the week.
Yeah.
But it's called the Remarket, and it's at the St. Lawrence Market, and it's a 2-day event where people can, like, drop off their, like, gently used goods, or you can swap with people, or you can shop other people's gently used goods.
That's cool.
And you pay, like, a fee to enter, I think, and then you can, like, take anything for free. I think it's up to a limit or something. Like, you can't just go in and, like, break things in, but I think, like, with respect.
Yeah.
And then they also have a mending workshop where you can bring things for people, like, skilled people to fix for you, or you can learn to fix it yourself. And you can bring, like, your bicycle and stuff to get fixed too, like, not just, like, clothing, but, like, I think it is predominantly clothing, but I love that. And, like, I bought a darning mushroom recently, and I really, like, the socks I'm wearing right now are my favorites, but they're getting really, like, worn at the ankle, because that's where my boots rub, and so before they, like, actually get a hole, because they're just thin, I'm going to learn to use my darning mushroom.
That's a good skill to learn. I don't have that skill.
Me neither. I want it, but I don't have it.
You know what's funny is my friends that are in the army from high school have that skill, and I don't.
That's awesome.
Because they learn to, like, sew and fix things. And I distinctly remember in high school, they would, like, rip their jeans from doing stupid things that boys do. And, like, they would come in, and I used to have one of those, like little things in my backpack
like
that
had,
like, a sewing kit and, like, Band-Aids and things. I used to be much more prepared for life than I am now. But they'd always come and ask me for my sewing kit and, like, sit down, take off their pants, and just, like, fix things. And I'm always just like, I don't have those. I can do a lot of things. I don't have those skills.
I mean, I know you can, but you just haven't bothered to.
This is true. Probably could, but to be honest, not as well as they can.
Yeah.
They have, like, some serious skills.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, Boy Scout cadet kind of skills.
Actually,
that you get.
my dad mended his own jacket the other day, and I was like, okay, awesome.
Just like a skill that comes.
Yeah, like I I think that is like a handyman thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd hope.
Yeah.
I don't know if my handy band has that skill.
No.
But he would learn it.
Yeah. No, mine wouldn't. We literally, actually I didn't tell you about this. This is funny for this podcast. Is me and Adam, my boyfriend, literally had an argument for over half an hour last night about hand washing. I kid you not. We went to bed
about
so
the
mad.
merits of it, or whether or not you should.
I was trying to explain why certain things need special care. Like, we have these fancy knives, and he hand washes them because they don't go in the dishwasher because they get ruined. And I said, you do that, so why don't you understand hand washing for clothes? And he couldn't get his mind around it, and we went to bed, or at least I did, went to bed so mad that we didn't say goodnight. And then this morning I was like, sorry, last night was stupid. But I still feel like he didn't get it.
Okay, there's so many people, and my hope is that crafters aren't like this, because everyone that's hopefully listening to our podcast and watching it knits with good stuff and good fibers and natural fibers.
Natural fibers.
That was not done on purpose.
No shame if you don't, but...
No shame if you don't, but if you do, you should not be throwing it in the wash, or at least not... So newer washing machines do have a really good hand wash cycle.
Yeah.
I have used it. It works. To be honest, it might be why my sweater got stretched out. But for the most part, it works.
Yeah.
But I know I have a lot of friends that are like, if I have to throw it in the wash, or if I can't throw it in the wash and can't throw it in the dryer, then I don't want to own it.
Yeah, that's what he said to me last night, and I was deeply offended.
Yeah.
Deeply offended.
The only time I think my Joey, my man, my husband.
My Joey.
My Joey. Started to learn what goes in and what doesn't was because he started doing my laundry. And I was like, anything that has this label on it.
Please, yeah.
Anything. And he did shrink one thing. But thankfully, they were store-bought cashmere sweatpants, which heartbreaking because expensive. But it wasn't something I knit.
Well,
so
that's
there's a
part,
funny line of like, if it was something I knit and he had shrunk them to child size, I would have cried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is a trend this year?
So... I think, again, I'm concerned that we're in a, tunnel of Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I think we're moving from, cables and, neutrals and, more plain knits to a lot of Fair Isle. But I don't know if that's, again, because I follow Hedlund and I'm in my Norwegian era.
Yeah.
Or if it's actually happening. In my Google searching, it does seem like we are moving into a Fair Isle.
But Google searches is also skewed towards you, so it is hard to know.
It is hard to know, yeah. So I think that's where we're going, and I hope that's where we're going, because that's all the stuff I want to knit right now is Fair Isle, but it's hard to tell. Again, we're in such tunnels of our lives right now.
I don't know. In some ways, I feel like people care less what other people think trends are because we are all in our own little blobs, that it's like we can all convince ourselves we're right, which makes us ourselves happy, at least with fashion. With political things, bad. But fashion, we can be in our own tunnels, it's fine.
Yeah, I realized, I was sitting in a Starbucks the one day, and it was lunchtime, so a bunch of high schoolers came in, and I realized, that I'm a decent amount of years out from high school, which I'm thankful for, but also... High school is such a microcosm of a trend and multiple trends, and you follow it because you are near people. But when you get older, I have still work colleagues that I'll be around, but they're not really wearing trendy clothes. They're wearing what they need to wear to put on to go to work.
Yeah.
And you maybe go out to a bar, but the bar is now filled with all ages. High school is where the trends are if you need to know what's going on, you go there. And I also felt very old seeing everyone come in, which again is funny because we're not that old.
No. But we're in a different stage now.
And what everyone is wearing now is very much not what I thought. And I was like, have I been living in a bubble?
Or am I out of fashion?
I am. I know I am.
No, I know I am.
I'm not wearing low-rise jeans.
I've always been out of fashion, but I've always very confidently strode out of fashion. So I don't care.
I at least knew what was in fashion. And now
I just boldly ignored it.
Yeah, other than what's in fashion magazines and what's on TV shows, I think to know what's actually in fashion would be to go to a high school or maybe a first year university. That feels like the microcosm.
Well, because what's in fashion streetwear wise?
Yes,
because obviously not high fashion is very different.
And that in turn is so different to knitwear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, knitwear trends. Anyway, yeah. Whoa. Well, okay, wait. That actually does lead me into what Pinterest thinks is going to be popular this year. Is so funny the way that, like, Pinterest does a thing called Pinterest Predicts every New Year, and I look at it every year. I've been on Pinterest since it started, like, 2012 or whatever. Like, this is baby flex, but I have over 300,000 followers.
Baby flex?
Baby flex. But anyway, it's the way that they, like, put these trends is, like, they're not tangible things. They're, like, moods, which is really weird. Like, here are the ones that, like, they listed, like, 20 things, which I was kind of like...
That's too many.
That's too many things because that means everything's trending. Mm-hmm. But I think that is kind of the trend in itself, like I was saying, is, like, there's so many micro worlds that people are in now that a lot of things are trending all at once in different little, like, micro
Like,
groups.
books are trending, but every
genre is different.
Of book is trending.
Exactly. But yeah, they list trends like cherry coated. So like cherry colored things and things that have cherries on them, I guess. Rococo revival, which like I have seen that. It's like lots of like lace, like big dresses, like very like, you know, not Victorian, but like what, like the Enlightenment era, you know, like 1700s, like Bridgerton
Marie
vibes.
Antoinette.
Yeah. And then sea witchery. Don't even know what that means.
Like witches.
Yeah, surreal soirees, which I get. People are having like you know,
dinner
parties and like I feel like it's a big thing that like girls have all their girlfriends over to have dinner parties and like very themed parties. I mean, I have themed parties all the time, so I get it.
Follow up to next week, I will talk about Isabel Hudkins.
Yeah.
My current dinner party person.
Okay, perfect. Well, she'll be your next obsession.
She will be.
Hi.
Did you need to be introduced? Did you feel...
Poppy, go on the camera.
Poppy, come here. You sit.
There. Okay, well, we'll show you Poppy.
Later.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say what my favorite one from Pinterest Predict was, because a lot of them I was like, like they're just not me.
I'm kind of here for the witches, but maybe we'll restart.
I'm kind of here for the Rococo one, but I like don't really dress that way. But I can imagine like being interested in that. I guess.
And maybe a dinner party that's Rococo themed.
Yeah,
I
like that.
Fun.
I like that a lot. New idea. But my favorite one from the Pinterest list was called Primary Play, which is like lots of primary colors, modern, playful shapes with clean lines. And I was like, oh, like I've been wanting to introduce those kinds of ideas into my like knit crochet designs and like my outfits, like kind of more like Danish wear. You know, like Danish,
shapes.
like
Marimekko?
Yeah, like...
Marimekko's Danish, right?
She's Finnish.
Okay.
Yeah. But same, like, idea, and, like, I follow a lot of Danish fashion girls right now, and they're very, like, kind of like what I'm wearing, but way better. Like, simple, clean, colorful, but, like, good fabrics, like that kind of thing. Anyway.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the words they use. What was that? Playful?
Primary play.
Yeah, that makes me think of... like children's wooden blocks and things like that.
Yeah. Which, like, I think there is a weird trend too of, like, adults being into children's stuff, like, not in a creepy way, but, like, you know, where it's not weird to have toys anymore, like Jelly Cats or, like,
Lego.
Polly Pocket.
Everyone's doing Lego.
Yeah, like puzzles, Lego, Polly Pocket, having cute stuff in your home because it's not, like, babyish anymore.
Doing Lego... Not as much Jelly Cats, but doing Lego goes into the cozy activities because I see a lot of the time, like, one of the girls will be, like, doesn't have to be, but one of the people in the relationship will have, like, a book, or they'll be knitting, and then their partner is doing Lego, and they're just having a cozy evening, and I love that. What I've got to know is...
Got to know.
What I've got to know, Poppy.
Somebody tell me.
Is what you're doing with your partner's Lego after they build it.
Okay, I think there's two. Okay, I don't know, but I think if it were me, my two options would be have a fun little display shelf where they live, and then eventually take them apart and like repurpose them into building something else. Or as soon as you're done, I bet there's some people who just take them apart right away.
See,
but the same question goes for puzzles.
No, that is not the same as puzzles. You always take apart your puzzle at the end of your puzzle
when we were kids, we glued them together and framed them. We were psychos.
Okay, so Lego and puzzles feel like they're in different categories. Poppy is not cooperating right now, but everyone meet Poppy.
Popsicle. Welcome to the show.
But will you be joining us for the remainder of the show? No.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know yet.
She needs a mic. Someone mic her.
But yeah, no, this Lego question lives with me because, again, something that I never used to think about is also dusting Lego is a serious...
Oh my god, I've never dusted in my life. Like, maybe, well, no, I have, but like...
But, like, you know things that just collect dust in, like, creases and you're, like, upset about it? I've noticed that Lego does that.
I am a trinket person, though, so I get it.
It's just, yeah.
But Lego's washable. Just rinse it in the sink.
It's just
plastic.
Water it.
Yeah, that's what I do with some of my trinkets.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That's a good note.
I
don't know how we got onto my...
I have more trends, but this one's from Fair.
Okay.
So, like, if anyone doesn't know what Fair is, it's a wholesale marketplace where, like, retailers and wholesalers can meet up on, like, it's like Etsy, but for wholesale. But it's, like, way less crappy than Etsy because you have to apply to get on. Like, you can't just, like, sell drop-shipped garbage. So it's, like, wholesale marketplace, but, like, you actually have to prove why you should be on there. And, like, retailers can just, like, shop cool things for their stores.
And they have beautiful products.
Beautiful stuff. And, like, I feel like because we do have an account on Fair, I want to, like, order stuff for gifts next year. Like, if I find, like, 10 mugs, or a mug that I really love and I think all my friends would want one, I kind of want to, like, wholesale them.
Yeah, and they had beautiful ornaments at Christmas this year. And they also do, like, it feels less of a tunnel because they have a lot of different stuff, but if you're looking for, like, niche stuff, they do have, like, niche.
Yeah, and they have, like, a really good sorting algorithm, I feel like. Like, if you search, like, Valentine's gifts, it shows you, like, the correct things, not, like, weird catch-all stuff. Anyway, side point. But, their trend forecast is also, like, weird intangible stuff. So their top trends for 2025 are, there's 4 of them. Everyday Hope Core, which is, like, there's more than 4 of them, but I only wrote down 4. Sorry. But, yeah, one is Everyday Hope Core, which is whimsical, colorful optimism. Which, like, I like that, but, like, what even is that?
Yeah, I think a little bit, like, religious, like, gifts when I think Everyday Hope Core, but your description of that was not that.
I think it's more like, I would kind of describe the way if I, like, could actually dress the way I wanted to every day, it would be, like, whimsical, colorful optimism. But Everyday Hope Core just seems odd.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
I don't know about that phrasing.
Okay.
And then another one is, like, the opposite of that. Victorian Noir, Old World Decadence, and Maximalist Vibes. So, kind of medieval, but, like, boudoir, brocade vibes.
I like that.
I like that. It's not really something I like, but
it's a weird thing to gift, though.
Well, I'd like to, like, go to a cocktail bar that's that vibe.
Yeah.
And wear, like, a black dress. But I don't want to buy anything that looks like that.
No, I don't know how you do, but I respect it. I hope they make little, like, did they make little...
Like, we can share, like, a little, like, screenshot of these and the Pinterest ones so you, like, see what they're thinking, because they're, like, little mood boards. Okay, another one's Neutral Good, Cozy, Natural, and Earth-Friendly Treasures. I like that one. I think I can see that trend. Like, I think a lot of people are wanting, like wooden home goods, like, really, like, natural fiber. I mean, of course, we want natural fibers, but, like,
came in so naturally.
Cozy. Yeah, well, like, I don't know. I think that one personally speaks to me.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing about these, like, trend wrap-ups is you're not going to agree with all of them.
No.
Or, like, not agree, but align with.
Yeah. But I guess they're trying to catch, like, all the different things they're seeing. And they try, I know, like, Fair and Pinterest specifically, they try to do this based on, like, search popularity. So, I mean, they have real data to back these up.
So, that's good.
Yeah. And then the last one I have written down is Intentional Detours, Nostalgic, Free-Spirited Adventures. I don't really know.
I don't know what that means either, but I like the sounds of that one a lot.
Like, road trip stuff, like maybe, like, a little bit retro.
Yeah, I think of, like, work sabbaticals where there's someone I work with that took a sabbatical this year to become a wine expert. And I love that.
So, like, maybe, like
yeah,
like, taking a life detour and, like, maybe, like, nichifying and then, like, going on, like, trips with your friends and, like, honeymoons and stuff.
And honeymoons.
I don't know. But, yeah, so those were the main trends that we brought up. Did I have anything else? I don't think so.
Had one other thing. So, in my actual research, because, again, I said that Fair Isle seems to be coming in. So then I did actual research. And on Who What Where, so www, they had...
www. You know, the World Wide Web.
They have knitwear trends for 2025.
Ah.
So this isn't like what we're knitting, it's like what people are wearing that are knit.
Yeah. Oh, true. That is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, mind blown. Okay, yes.
Knit pants was there. So there was about 10 on the list. Knit pants was like number 2.
Oh.
And at first I was like, whoa. But then I thought around Christmas time, The Gap came out with this like cashmere-esque, not 100% cashmere, but they were outfits. I got a set. The pants
too, right?
are like, and I think even like Aloe Yoga has a set, and they're like, aloes are cashmere and they look gorgeous, but they're pants that are like cozy and knitwear-esque.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I think that's kind of where that's going. The neck scarf. So I just recently did 2 Petite Knit Sophie scarf, but that neck scarf
like
is
the little tie almost. It's more like a necktie.
French.
Yeah.
So that was in on the knitwear trends, but I think it's also going to be in outside of knitwear trends. I think the French scarf look is coming to North America. Like I think people are going to start wearing it around their neck.
And the head bonnet thing.
Yes, which
the
was
hooded
also
scarf
on
bonnet thing.
The knitwear trends.
It's huge.
And so there was hooded bonnet scarf was on the knitwear trends, but then weirdly scarf sweater was on the knitwear trends. So it's a sweater
that has the little tie. I have one of those.
It reminded me of something I would have worn as a kid.
Yeah,
but they looked
they were
stunning.
Yeah. Well, because they modernized them now.
Okay.
Like I had one as a kid too, and I remember thinking it was weird, but no, it's back in.
Yeah.
I think it's very like 60s.
That
like
makes
40s,
sense.
60s kind of
Yeah.
like
Which the other thing was colorful stripes.
Mm.
And that's kind of that similar.
Yeah.
I don't
60s.
love stripes.
I have a love-hate. I feel
Yeah.
like they look really bad on me.
I like pin stripes, like I like a striped button-up, but I don't like stripes in knitting.
I like
necessarily.
really chaotic stripes.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
like gingham. I know that's not stripes, but like that kind of striping.
Yeah.
But I don't love a stripe.
No. So that was one of the knit things, and there was a whole slew of other ones, but those were the ones that I wrote down because excited about knit pants. Again, do I want to personally knit pants? No, but I will buy knit pants and I will
I think those are
and I will
different
cheer
things.
on anyone that takes knitting pants on.
Yeah. Knitting with pants on?
Knitting with pants on. Preferred
Not
if
always
in company.
Yeah, if you're home alone, knit without your pants on. You have no pants on so that you can knit while they're like to knit them onto yourself.
Do you know why I actually don't like knitting without pants on? This is.
Do you feel like the fibers touching your leg?
If there's a yarn starts like running up your leg.
Yeah, it's like a bug.
Like it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair.
But yeah, that was my like actual research I did. You did a lot more, but I did.
Oh no,
that was
I just copy pasted.
But that is something I found. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, yeah. I feel like it'll be interesting to see because like as we keep recording this, we could report back and see if these trends came to fruition.
We could. I hope not for the stripes.
I love that you singled out that one.
Just don't look good at a stripe.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear stripes. It's okay.
That's true. I will continue with my Fair Isle trend.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the knitwear trends list, but I believe in it.
I don't think everything you like has to be on the trends list.
We can be off trend.
Mhm. Yeah.
Could have been a podcast name.
Off trend. Off trend knits. Off trend fibers.
No, that was too much.
Off trend fibers sounds like gross. Like we only knit with like cat hair or something. Oh. We only knit with each other's hair. I saw someone do that. Someone made a hat out of their friend's hair, and I was like, really? It's funny, but like no.
Again, for our flags episode.
That is a red flag. Wait, that's a good one. Oh, I'm excited for that one.
Okay. We'll look forward to that one because we will have that episode.
Yeah. And
in the meantime, look up what beige flag is because apparently not everyone knows what
beige
flag is.
Oh my gosh, look it up. Mm-hmm. It's a beige flag that you don't know what a beige flag is.
Because that is a beige flag.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Where are we off to now?
Well, I feel like that's everything we wanted to cover this episode, and it's already been like almost an hour.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. We can just chat like all day like this.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I mean, like we were saying, this is how we talk anyways.
This is how we talk anyways.
But yeah, I guess we're just starting up the Instagram and the YouTube. Mm-hmm. The YouTube.
The
YouTube.
YouTube, in case you're thinking of a rebrand. The
YouTube. Yeah. Well, like Facebook used to be the Facebook.
Did it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they changed it because it sounded weird.
But it's now not even like Facebook. It's like Meta.
Meta. Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just started the Instagram today, and it is called Natural Fibres, spelled the Canadian way, so R-E-S, because we are in Canada.
And the British way.
And the British way, yeah.
We love the Brits.
So it's Natural Fibres, spelled Canadian way, .pod on Instagram, and then you can obviously find us here on YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also find us on Instagram and TikTok and other things. You can find me at Kersti Makes, and you can find Merike at Hello the Little C.
Yeah. And we'll link that because, I mean, both of our names are weird.
And beautiful.
Yes. But yeah, our next episode hopefully will be recorded soon, and we're hoping to do our crafting hot takes. So actually, maybe we could incorporate the flags in our crafting hot takes.
Yes.
Like hot or not.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yes.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
It'll
Tune
be a
in
good
next
episode.
time.
And maybe add in the comments any of your crafting hot takes, and we'll discuss them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming to our first episode ever.
I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got a cup of tea or a glass of wine to listen to us.
Yeah. And maybe you've been crafting while we've been talking.
That would be
which would
good
be
too.
extra perfect.
Thanks,
Well,
everyone.
bye. This podcast is sponsored by and part of the Koigu family. The opinions expressed in this episode are not representative of Koigu Wool Designs as a company and are not meant to be taken as business advice. Learn more about Koigu at koigu.com and at Koigu Wool on Instagram.